Today we're going to ask the question, are private schools worth the cost? Hello everyone, Mike Tenney with the Tenney School here. TenneyTube is a series of videos where we address common issues we hear from parents about their child's education. In today's episode, we will talk about whether private schools are worth the cost. Before we get into some of the factors you should consider when evaluating private school for your child, let us first discuss the differences between private school and a local public school. Besides the obvious cost, one of the big differences you're going to find is class size. Most private schools work hard to have a low student-teacher ratio. This lower ratio should allow your teachers to get to know students better and be more able to meet each student's needs. Another difference you will find between private school and a public school is the peer group of the students. Private schools can be selective. What this means is that they can choose their students based off a criteria that they have set in mind in admissions, whereas public schools must work with whoever is in their zone. Private schools can selectively enroll students who fit their criteria, leading to a better ability to tailor curriculum to meet the needs of the students. One final difference you may want to research is whether private school students are more successful at university and in life. The overall research seems to indicate that private school students are more successful, though central to this debate is whether the success is the product of the private school or the higher quality of the students to begin with. Regardless of the difference between private schools and public schools, one question you might want to ask yourself as you consider whether private school is worth the expense is whether your child is a perseverant student or not. The odds are perseverant and motivated students will likely do well in private or public school. The public school may require more effort to get there, but that in and of itself has value. If your child is not especially perseverant or driven, the safeguards in place at a typical private school may help them achieve much greater academic success, university, and career success than if they were left more to chance in the public school system. Finally, we think it's worth considering whether private school may be a pay-me-now or pay-me-later situation. Yes, private schools are expensive and public schools are free, but investing time and money now in your child's education may actually lead to more academic success later. In fact, as expensive as secondary private education is, college is even more costly. If you can reduce college costs later with academic effort and investment now, private secondary education may pay for itself. We think another thing to consider when evaluating private education is values. By this, we do not mean the value of the education. What we mean is the value system of the school. How much money is it worth to put your child in a school where the values match the values of the family? In public schools, your child is taught by who the state hires and curriculum that's handed down by the state. This could be completely fine, or it could mean a child is exposed and taught to believe things inconsistent with the parents' beliefs and values. This means the government is largely determining what is taught. This may be fine for most parents, but some parents may want their child to be taught in a value system consistent with their own. In private education, parents can pick a school with the value system more aligned with their own. We hope you have found this episode of TenneyTube helpful in discussing whether private schools are worth the cost. Please leave a comment below if you have a more specific thought or a question about whether private school may be right for your child.